The first World Championship in the history of Rukopashny boy, hand-to-hand fighting sport, is opening in Dynamo Sport Palace in Moscow, Russia. Full house. 23 countries parading their national hand-to-hand fighting teams, greeted by the cheerful audience, filling organizers' hearts with well-deserved joy. We see many countries present: Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan, United States of America. It shows the growing popularity of Rukopashny boy hand-to-hand fighting sport.
The level's very good. The athletes are very comfortable doing what they do. They're very used to playing the game of the sport, and it makes for a very interesting competition.
It's a first-class event. Strict rules and regulations, well-defined, established procedures. I like it very much. Both athletes and coaches are superb. Fascinating fights. A giant step in developing Rukopashny boy hand-to-hand fighting sport. It means it has crossed the national boundaries of the country it was born in, attracting more people internationally. It is also a symbol of achievement for enthusiasts who had started that sport movement, making it available to everyone for wide international following. Athletes like to participate in events where everything is straightforward, referees honest, an atmosphere of openness and transparency prevails. So it is clear to everyone how scores and victories are awarded. Good organization, which we managed to achieve, no doubt adds to that positive impression. Sterling effort, all thanks to Sergei Astakhov and his dream team. Top-class event. Once a special combatant of security forces in the army, Rukopashny boy is now a popular sport, particularly widely followed in the countries of the former CIS. Shaped up in the 1970s as a unique operative close-in-combat system in its modern form, Rukopashny boy hand-to-hand fighting has now developed into a contemporary martial arts sport which had absorbed synergies and elements of many traditional martial arts and fighting sport techniques from around the world. The product for the military and special task forces, on which Rukopashny boy sport is based, was a dedicated effort of many researchers and training professionals throughout Russia and the former USSR, financed by the state. The sport is now very much in the general public domain, with thousands of enthusiasts and some private entrepreneurs supporting the movement. Our sport, which has developed throughout the post-Soviet territories, is very practical in the techniques which were carefully filtered to make it an attractive sport. But the roots of the style are deep in Russian ethnic culture, hence the name, Rukopashny boy, which literally translated from Russian means a close-in hand fight. Widely used English translation now is hand-to-hand fighting. It's a clearly Russian ethnic martial arts sport. Dates back to many centuries ago. It was born here and we are offering it to the world. You see, it is gaining popularity. Many people like it. Hand-to-hand fighting as a separate sport in its own right has been registered since 1985. Russian Championship and National Cup Tournament are run annually, and so are contests for juniors and youths. International and Russian national tournaments of different types, competitions for respective operative department contingents. It's a fascinating sport. There is something there which attracts people. We don't lure them into the sport. They come themselves, attracted by the style, the rules, the excitement of competitions. It's great. Untiring efforts of the sport enthusiasts in Russia, the leaders of the Russian national and the international hand-to-hand fighting sport federations, have made the sport available and widely followed beyond the boundaries of the former USSR.
It was relatively new in the United States, but I think once people get an understanding of what it is exactly.
It's a popular sport in Armenia. In our border guard troops, for example, we have introduced that sport as part of combat training. It has been vigorously developing in Afghanistan for the last 2 or 3 years. Participants were brought in from other sports: taekwondo, boxing, wrestling. They now picked up rukopashny boy hand-to-hand fighting. Rukopashny boy is well liked by athletes and audiences, and it is becoming a truly international sport. That was certainly the atmosphere of the first World Championship in Moscow. 1 year, only 1 year passed since we started to cultivate that sport in our country. My goal is to develop hand-to-hand fighting in Iran. Iranians like martial arts. This sport is known in Iran and its popularity is growing. The sport is bringing people together. I'm sure it will be very popular. Participants of the first World Championship were unanimous in praising the organizers for the smooth running of the event. They have obviously done it before. A lot of work has gone into this event. See for yourself. Beautiful arrangement, nicely set up, bright colors, large info panels, well organized. Good work. I want to thank the International and Russian National Federations of Hand-to-Hand Fighting for the invitation and this superb championship. In the audience of 3,500, there were some well-known and recognized people, government and business representatives. I think everything was superbly done, very well run. The competition grouping chart was expertly arranged, went very well. Very important in the preparations for the first World Championship was the support by the Ministry for Sports and Tourism of the Russian Federation. Everything we do complies with applicable procedures and resolutions of the Ministry for Sports and Tourism of the Russian Federation. I am confident that so exciting a tournament of strongest athletes on the planet involved in the sport will strengthen physical and moral health of the young generation, peace and cooperation among nations. Participating teams acknowledged the high integrity of the referee corps at the championship. The honesty and transparency of the judging system were guaranteed both by the Federation and the partnership work with participating countries. Our colleagues from Jordan asked us to help them with judging, coaching and other technical aspects. We are ready to do so to help our sport develop and spread around. All athletes were divided into subgroups: the stronger fighters and those who are not that strong. It was a special arrangement to stimulate popularity of the sport. As level of proficiency changes, the grouping will change too. We want athletes from outside gradually upgrade their level to what we have already achieved with our sportsmen. Athletes seem to like our rules, like our sport. Many came from afar, but seem to enjoy the style and the rules we have developed here. We speak the same language, I mean language of sport, and we see they want to develop our sport as we're doing it in this country. Results of the first World Championship in hand-to-hand fighting, though predictable, brought some surprises. Traditionally, The top level of the podium was occupied by athletes from Russia and Kazakhstan, but participants from US, Bulgaria, Iran and Afghanistan also showed good performance. Many interesting teams, many interesting athletes. Traditionally, this is of course Russia, Kazakhstan, Armenia, other countries of the former CIS. Now, US team has added, a very good team has come. All indicating the right direction the sport is developing in, gaining popularity, and I think it will get better with the time. Many philanthropists and sponsors who have been supporting our traditional ethnic martial arts sport all these years felt very optimistic about its future, seeing the full house at the championship and attention of the media. Representatives of the Ministry for Sports, the media, the sponsors, all liked our event. Many said it was a spectacular, exciting show. We're friends of many years. We were both at the very start of the International Federation for Hand-to-Hand Fighting. The way it has developed is that Sergei is our president and we do what we can financially. I think we see eye to eye with the management of the International Federation here. We also think that Rukopashny Boy, as any martial art, trains both grown-ups and especially children in discipline, order, boosts physique and morale, makes one a better citizen of one's country. I want to ask the authorities, both regional and federal at the very top, to help this sport develop. Intermissions between final fights were filled with stage acts by singers and dancers. A memorable, unique feature of the entertainment at the championship was the breathtaking performance of the Russian strongmen show. Alexander Muromsky, the leader of the group, now ranks as the strongest show presenter in the world, both literally and figuratively speaking. The Guinness Book of Records has an entry to that effect. Put your hands together, the heavyweights. Next year, approximately at the same time, there will be an open European Championship in Bulgaria. We'll make it open so that people could come from Asia, America, Europe, Australia, from all other continents. And a year later, we will have another World Championship. The first World Championship is the top of the first mountain we've climbed, but our goal is Olympics. If this sport becomes Olympic, I will be very happy. We are determined to make it an Olympic sport. We will do all we can to help achieve this goal. We hope there will soon come the time when Rukopashny Boy, a hand-to-hand fighting sport developed from a Russian ethnic martial art, will appear on the list of Olympic Games events.